Thank you very much. And Tabu Ronald Ross, I work for Child Alliance as a project coordinator for West Nile, and also for this project, which is Inspire, funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Netherlands government. So today we're launching a multi-year project, which is a 5-year project. This project aims at improving the mental well-being of children in the affected areas, and also looking at improving the education standards using education technology. The scope of the project, covers, first of all, we work in partnership with local organizations. We want to improve their capacity to, develop fundable projects, and also to deliver quality services to the beneficiaries or project participants, that is in West Nile and Southwest. The project is going to be in the settlements of Ivepi, Bidibidi, Rhino Camp, Changwali, Chakatu, and Oruchinga. This will go for 5 years. Of course, we have started with this year. Just today, we are just doing a launch, and of course, what we're emphasizing in this project is to train partners, make sure they're strong enough to deliver project on their own. Also, we're championing evidence-based methodology like team up, co-op, voice more for youth advocacy, and also the current way to learn, which is education technology to help children improve on their numeracy and literacy skills as they pursue their education. And this will go a long way in supporting, the children improve the uptake of what the teachers are taking them through. We also have a package for teachers to improve on their mental well-being, so that they can relate, have good relationship with children, and even when they teach hard subject, children seems not to find them hard because of the friendship they have with them in class. So yeah, majorly that's what we're going to be doing, for the coming next 5 years from today. We're looking at children in P3, like for education technology. This is a critical class or age where children begin to learn a lot of new things, and that's why we want to leave a mark in P3, P4, where numeracy, learning maths or arithmetic is very important, and also literacy, where you hear of reports children in P7, P6 can't read in Uganda, rural schools or refugee community. So this is a direct area where we want to leave a notch. We want to leave a mark here to help and improve on this, so that children can learn the numbers well early enough, and also to read effectively to support what the teachers are struggling with. You hear of like in terms of mental health areas for children. Children are struggling with a lot of mental health issues, so that's why we are coming with a structural question activity of team up to help them, play and relieve the kind of stress they have. They generate new hope for the future, and also develop positive friendship and attributes in their social life, to overcome the challenges, develop life skills for interactions. These are some of the areas we want to look into. Yes, we have 6 schools which are already operational in, like for Canway to Learn in Ivepi, where we have set hubs already for Canway to Learn, where we have huge solar systems. We have cages for thousands of tablets. This investment we have made with a previous project, but when that project elapsed, this investment remained. But so we develop a new project around this, to leverage on the resources we already have. So this will continue to be done in the 6 schools, and where we realize new resources and the need to set the new hubs, we're going to do so and expand to other schools. But of course, we have like 3 schools in Bidibidi, we have 2 in Rhino, and of course in the Southwest as well. We have a number of schools which similar hubs. As of now, but as of for our colleagues that we have subgranted is about 75,000 euros, something like that. Yes. Yeah.
Do you have hopes that after the 5 years period, this project will have impact, and then it will continue for more years after that?
Yes, I have hope that this project will have a huge impact because the evidence is, the methodology we're using, the evidence base, we have done research around them, and it is proven that they change life of children enormously, and therefore, looking at what it has done within the same location in other projects and also other environment, I think it should be able to replicate the same results or even more better in this context where we have learned more and trying to improve from time to time. So I believe this is going to be more of a success than even the previous projects that we've had.
Is this being implemented for both host communities and any refugees schools?
Yes, the 30-70% is all inclusive. So from our implementation, we want to embrace all the local community children as well as the refugees. Of course, we are going with the principle of 70% refugees, 30% host children. But where we find the host children are 40%, it doesn't cause us any harm. We work with them, and also you should know we are very inclusive. This is for all nature of children. Even children with disability are embracing all these methodologies, so we don't leave any child out on the basis of nationality or their status in community. So we embrace all children participation in this project.
My name is Mildred Ochokoro. I work for Rice West Nile, and I'm a coordinator for a project called Inspire project. Inspire in full is improving prospects for conflict-affected children and youth in the refugee hosting districts of Uganda. This is a project that is funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Danis and through War Child Alliance. So Rice West Nile is going to implement this project in Mvepi refugee settlement in 6 primary schools. The goal of this project is to improve literacy and numeracy, and also to work for the psychosocial well-being of the learners through evidence-based interventions. And these evidence-based interventions are like 4. 1, we have the can't wait to learn methodology. This is a method where children, especially in the lower classes, that is P3, use tablets to get information on numeracy and also literacy. There is pre-recorded information that is suits their learning at that age, where they're able to listen to games, where they're able to master pronunciations, where they're able to even do games that tickle their mind to learn more how to read and write. And in this, we already have facilitators that are going to support in these 6 primary schools, and we expect with this can't wait to learn methodology, the children are going to cope up with learning, reading and writing, and in the long run, as they transit to the upper primary, because here we are mostly targeting P3, which is a transitional class. So we expect in the long run that, bearing in mind that the children in the refugee settlement go through a lot of stress, we may not ask what kind of stress, because these are extremely vulnerable children. Some are orphans, they don't know where, others have lost their parents, others they are heads of their homes, and yet they have the same needs as the children from the other families. So whereby this has an effect in their well-being in the class. They are unable sometimes to perform because of the psychosocial issues that affect them. So the team up is a set of games which are going to be played with these children during break times and in the scheduled times. The children in the targeted group are going to choose. We know we have different skills. We are just not going to force children maybe to play football. Each child will identify a potential game which he feels he can relax with and join that group, and they will be guided by the team-up facilitators, and we are going to provide team-up kits in all the 4 schools. Then the third approach we are going to use is the COA. COA is also a methodology that we use for handling the psychosocial well-being of teachers. COA in full is coaching, organizing, reflecting, and engaging. So in this COA method, we have recruited a COA coach who is a professional teacher and is going to be working with the teachers to identify the areas of stress. We know that we always think maybe it is only the salary the teacher needs, it is only the instructional materials, it is only the school environment, but forgetting of the teachers' personal problems. These teachers are handling very big number of children in class, and this has an impact in their well-being. These teachers have a lot of needs. Some have come to work in the settlement, their families are somewhere. These ones all contribute to stress. So through the core methodology, the teacher's well-being is going to be addressed by having interactions, by having coaching sessions, because each one's problems are different. We may not generalize all the teachers, but the individual teachers' psychosocial needs will be identified by the coach, and therefore they will be addressed together in groups and one-on-one basis. And we expect this to have an impact in the classroom performance of the teachers. Situations where teachers transfer their stress to learners have been reported here, and we feel through this approach, this is going to be addressed. Now we have case management. There are a lot of child abuse cases in the settlement, even in the host communities. So we feel through this, there are those most vulnerable children. When we say vulnerable children, the parameters are there, because the degree of vulnerability varies from a child to child. So there are those most vulnerable children. We are going to identify them in these 6 primary schools, and we are going to give support to them. And this support is basically going to be in the form of scholastic needs to retain them in school, and maybe also psychosocial needs to make sure that they are able to perform and be retained in school. So these are going to be the approaches we are going to use in this project. Today we were for an inception meeting where we engaged our local leaders from the district education department and the sub-county and the structures here, and we want to urge the public outside there to be on the lookout, because this is a project which is very rich in knowledge and rich in information that, if taken seriously, can in future improve the performance in our primary schools here in Refugee.
We are meant to learn that this project is to learn for 5 years. Is it going to be a rotational project in schools, or you're going to run it throughout in the selected schools?
The project is implemented as a whole school approach, meaning that if you are in that school, you have to take all the concerned stakeholders. For example, if we are dealing with teachers in Longamere Annex, all the teachers have to benefit. So it will mean that when we increase the time, this is a pilot phase for us. After that, we are going to take in more schools. We may not only concentrate in the same. That's why we're emphasizing the need for our structures and even the school administrators to keep on, multiplying the information, not to keep whatever they've learned for themselves. In their sessions with the teachers, at least also to invite us so that we can give in more information about the project to them. So we are virtually going to increase on the number of schools to be taken after this 1-year phase.
In the meeting, stakeholders from different institutions or schools try to raise some support-related cases, issues. How are you people planning to handle this?
So it will depend on the nature of cases. In case management, Rice West Nile is not going to be alone. Even Host Child is not going to be alone. In the refugee settlement, we have the structures for case handling, depending on the nature of the cases. So for our work, together with our structures and the schools, is going to be to identify cases and report them. For us as Rice West Nile, we report them to Host Child and other protection partners here and see how we are going to. And for other cases which may need the attention of government agencies like the police, we'll also have to work in collaboration with them. Otherwise, case handling and management cannot be done by one person or one organization.
Okay. What could be the budget line for this project for the 5 years that you're going to implement?
Okay, as of now, for the 1-year pilot, we're having $50,000. The other budget for the years after this is not yet given to us. So we are just operating for 12 months, and the budget is $50,000.
Okay. Could you tell us some of the activities? You mentioned some of them. What could be some of the main activities that prompted this project to be brought on board to in the education sector?
Thank you so much. Apart from the ones I mentioned, we are going to have sensitization meetings with the communities. We still have a lot of challenges in the protection systems in our communities. Parents still are not taking their roles in protecting children. That's why you find in some extreme cases, even the caretakers or caregivers are the one abusing children. Parents still feel like you even saw being portrayed in the meeting that corporal punishment is the way to go. You need to punish a child for the child to grow well. This is still in the minds of some of our parents. So we are going to engage parents at these school levels together with the child protection committees that are already established there, together with the sub-county leadership of Odupi sub-county, together with the other protection partners. We are going to have sensitization meetings at school levels to make sure that each stakeholder knows their role, especially targeting the parents, because we've realized a lot of abuse is taking place at the home states where these children come from.
Okay, looking at the project implementation location, the project basically is running in refugee based areas, and the issue of child abuse or other related cases to the upbringing of children, education and other things cuts across all the areas. Is there any plan, or is this same project also being implemented like in the urban settings too?
Okay, the project doesn't have a plan in the urban setting, but it doesn't mean it is only for the refugees. Out of the 6 schools we have there, 3 of them are government-aided schools, which also host refugees. So the 3 are purely refugee schools, but 3 of those primary schools, like Enyau is a government school, Supiri is also a government school, and Turit is a government school. That's why we feel we engage our local leaders. Some of these ideas can also be, rolled out in the other systems in the primary schools if we test them to be at least bringing a lot of good outcomes for us in the region. But it is not targeting the town or the urban population.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your name and position again?
I'm Mildred Chokoru, Project Coordinator, Inspire Project, Rice West Nile, funded through Rothschild Alliance by Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Dennis Embassy.
Called Numeracy, the head teacher of Authority Primary School. The Can't Wait to Learn program or project, by the time I joined this school last year, was already there in progress by Rothschild Holland. But somewhere the facilitators exited because of other programs. But after the exit, there were teachers who were trained to do the work. But as I was closely monitoring up, sincerely, with workloads, classroom workloads and so on, it was not okay. I personally was one of the persons responsible for applying the request for if at least if at least there could be some opportunity to get a partner who should actually facilitators for this project to continue, because as a person I have seen the benefit of it through the performance of children, most especially in English and mathematics. So it is actually, to me, good that actually me I'm ready to welcome the facilitators. I was actually so much ready waiting for if such opportunity to come with. So it has come, there's nothing much that I have to wait for, only to see and then to give support to what it has come to.
Okay, you mentioned of you joining this school where you are when this project is already running. And what are the great impacts that you got already in place from such a project that was running, and what do you anticipate in the coming project that you're going to be fully part of?
The great impact was as I saw in the children, in their performance, as I said, in literacy and numeracy. That was a great impact. And then also the children were very much interested. They were very much interested in that learning program. Actually, children will feel so sorry when they are not enrolled to this project learning through that gadget. So I have seen, yeah, can't wait to learn is really doing a great deal in improving the performance of children. They are now equipped with the ICT knowledge, because that is the beginning of the learning. And they are even doing better than what the other classes who are not being taken into.
What recommendations do you have towards these projects?
Me, in particular, I'm actually feeling that it's going to be a continuation, not within a period of time. And if anything, the period of time for them elapses, and then another partners will also come in, or the government teachers or available teachers there should be rolled through this project such that the absence of the facilitators the rise, employed by the rise, then those who are trained as the staff of the school should take it.